It's really hard to penetrate. Welcome! Today we're gonna react to Stronghold Crusader Lord ranking. I'm actually one of the leading experts in Europe. I have over 20 years of experience with this game. Some people might not know this. For them, this is gonna be a good video to sleep to. Let's see.
Stronghold Crusader. The bots in this game were really smart for their own time. Compared to modern day strategy games though, they're not so smart. So let's see which ones are truly terrifying and which ones are complete pushers.
So basically you have different kind of bots, each with a different personality, and some are really weak and dumb, some are harder to beat.
Jovers. Let's begin with the weakest ones first. Speaking of which, number 16. The Rat. Wow, what a surprise. This lord
This bitrate is really not great.
only exists to be bad at the game.
Yeah, Rat
His
is quite shit,
really
not
weak
gonna
and
lie.
his defenses are non-existent. And his units are archers and spearmen. He does try to be aggressive with them, but he's nowhere near any other lord. Weakest lord in
The Rat sometimes has a hole in his castle.
the game by far.
I can just walk
Number
in.
15. The Philip. Many of you might disagree with this one. But I believe there's no one weaker than Philip in this game. Well, except Rat of course. So Philip is basically a more competent Rat.
I do not have such a deep connection to Philip, because I've played the original Stronghold for many years, and that's the basic, that's the core of my heart, the original Stronghold. And I only played this modern version with the 8 extra AI lords when I was like older.
Might sound really good, but trust me, that's the only good part about his aggression. He also has ballistas on his towers, but then again he doesn't make enough units, and that's his weakness. Number 14. The Sultan. So here's how Sultan works.
I like the Sultan.
Somewhat scary.
He's a chill guy. I always chose him for an ally because he's nice. He always sends me stuff.
He runs out of gold, he stops playing the game. Like seriously, he has no buildings in his base. So he's designed to be weak. But he's still not as weak as Philip and Rat in my opinion, just because of how much better he becomes when he's starting with a lot of gold. And of course his castle is the weakest one right next to Rat's castle. So he gets a 0 in defense. Number 13. The Snake. I really liked Snake as a character. But unfortunately he's not that good either.
Fuck the
He
Snake.
does make catapults and lots of archers from both factions, and he tends to make a lot of them. He's okay, but I can't say he's good at the game. He also does slave run.
By the way, the Snake has caused me a lot of headache because of these swarms of Arabian slaves. However, I'm better at the game now, partly thanks to this channel. Now I can do missions which were previously almost impossible. So now, in this new era, Snake cannot even touch me.
By, which can be annoying for some players. But overall, he's below average at most.
This is a really hard game, by the way, to master. As I said, I've played it for 20 years, but I've first played it through like a couple of years ago, like maybe 4 years ago.
Things. Number 12. Abbott. Abbott is an interesting one. He has okay economy and good defense, and he does constantly send attack waves towards players.
That's like
his
a
weakness
church guy.
is that the attack waves don't hit that hard. But even then I think his defenses boost him quite high on this list. Number 11. The Marshal. Good old sleepy Marshal. I have no idea why I'm putting him higher than Abbott. If you're wondering why I'm saying this, well, it's because he's a really passive lord. He rarely attacks, and even when...
But he says funny things. The best thing about this game is it has many dubs. It's one of the few games that has Hungarian dubs. So maybe that's why it has a cult following in Hungary.
when he does his attacks are a
And this lord
complete
has a
joke.
funny voice and
I
says
still
funny
think his
things.
attacks are a little scarier than the previous characters though, just because he makes trebuchets and swordsmen.
Imagine sending like 100 slaves right here. That would be so nice.
Maybe not scarier than Abbott though. I think it's fair to call this a tie. I don't.
Some people only focus on the win in Stronghold. I more focus on what feels good. Like yesterday, before killing Lionheart, I tore down all of his buildings, all of his walls. I basically cut off his limbs before killing him, and it felt good. And sometimes you can use different kind of tactics to kill him, for example. But if you send just enough slaves here to burn all this, then it's really satisfying. Pig is used to be really hard to be against. Now I'm better, of course, but he's the most iconic character, I think. He's the number one in terms of iconicness. I remember when I was a child and we used to sit with my little brother and listen to what these lords have to say. And the pig was really funny. He's like a guy from the Balkans. He's like an asshole. Yeah, but if you don't have enough protection, then his attacks are really annoying. I don't know the guy. I don't have any connection to these new lords, even though I played it through, so I beat all of them. Now in the new Stronghold, you have even more AI lords, like I think 4 or 2 AI lords. I don't know if they have Hungarian dubs though. I guess they do. He's also iconic. He's like a good soldier, like a honorable soldier. Lionheart was my favorite because he's respectful, and also the Sultan because he's a chill guy. Yeah, he's hard to play against. And also the things they say, you can see their personalities shine through, because if you tear down a building of Caliph, for example, or Caliph, he says like, no, what are you doing, infidel, fuck you. But if you tear down a building of the Lionheart, he says, I can see you can tear down buildings, but are you that good with your sword as well? So he's like a gentleman. He just holds his sword like this, and he wants to have an honorable match. Caliph. Yeah, I hate Caliph. Fuck him. The N-word. Yeah, he's quite hard. He's basically the new Caliph. But the Caliph is evil. He uses evil things. He uses these. And also, this is one of those castles where it's really hard to penetrate, but once you do with the fire ballistas, it's really satisfying to see it all burn down. But it's really hard to execute, is to somehow kill the wells so he can't put out the fire as quickly, and immediately after burn down the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to beat. I remember always sending slaves to set these on fire, but it's hard to beat him. Basically, in Stronghold, if you have not good protection, basically you're fucked. But if you have just enough protection, then you're invincible. So the goal is to build up the protection as quickly as you can to not lose units when they attack, and then you can build out your economy on the back end and build your army. But if you have like 10 archers here and every attack 8 dies, basically you're fucked. But if you manage to put like 40 archers, then all of his attacks are useless. By archers, I don't mean archers, I mean these, but I don't know the name in English. Okay. Saladin has a better defense. Who's the number one? I haven't been paying attention. I don't know who's number one. I hate the wolf. It's really hard to penetrate the castle. If he manages to build out the whole castle, it's really hard to go in. You have to demolish this, then this, then this, then this. If you want to send assassins, they have to jump over this, then that, then that. It's really quite hard. However, if you fuck up his stone business, then he's not able to do all these. Emir. Who's that guy? I have not played against these new characters recently, maybe 1 or 2 years ago. I'm currently playing through the new version, but I'm at the first batch of missions, so I don't have a big memory from this guy. Yeah, it's hard to go inside the castle. Basically, this is the perfect castle. Maybe if these were big towers as well, but everywhere you go, you get fucked up. I'm curious if in my new era I can beat these guys easily. Thanks for making the video. Check out Jeff Vilnius. He makes Stronghold content. What's good about this game is you can always be better. And I haven't even started playing multiplayer. I don't think I ever played a multiplayer match. I don't like to rush things and be quick with it. I rather play Stronghold as a chess match without time limits. I don't like to play it as like a fencing match. Who's quicker? But it's interesting. For example, I have more brain rot because of short form content and stuff. I cannot focus normally. However, now I can multitask more in Stronghold. Before, I always could only do one thing at a time, but now I can switch up quicker. So it's interesting. I've been playing for more time in Stronghold in my life than not playing. It's interesting. There's not really anything else in my life that is this consistent. So that makes me Europe's leading Stronghold experts. Do you agree with this list or not? Let me know in the comments, or if you have any thoughts regarding Stronghold. And I'm accepting requests for future videos, maybe reactions or just an idea for a video. Thank you for watching. See you next time.